And standing by right now is Lindsey Sablan.
And Lindsey, you're back at Timberline, where folks have just arrived after being rescued.
That's right, guys. The people just keep pouring in, and so do the stories. And I want to introduce you to Bill, Laura, Wyatt, and Jenny Levy. They all just came from Pinewood Springs. And we have to first say, it's Bill and Laura's anniversary. So I know it's probably not exactly how you'd like to spend your anniversary, but at least you're together as a family, maybe?
Right.
Happy
great.
anniversary.
Yeah,
Okay, first, Let's go back to Thursday, and we aren't encouraging this for anybody because this is before the flooding really hit and Lyons was destroyed. But I'm told you mountain biked from Boulder up to your home to get with your family. Can you explain what that was like?
Oh, it was incredible. The devastation was unreal. First of all, I got dropped off on 66, and the State Patrol did not want to let me through. But I convinced them that I had a wife and child that I needed to see, and they let me go, and I went straight through Lyons, right up 36, and had to bushwhack around the highway in places where it used to be, where it was now a river, a raging river, and there was a lot of debris and rocks, and it was just incredible.
What was the most shocking thing you saw as you're mountain biking up to a road that you're very familiar with that's no longer there?
No traffic.
Never on 36.
Yeah, and there was several end of the roads. I mean, there's just no road in certain places, and it's all undercut. And just to see that and see buildings that are just gone that used to be there, and the whole river itself changed course, and a lot of it is in the road where the road used to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I think one thing that a lot of us probably will never experience is that Chinook ride, being picked up from your home and taken here. Laura, how was that?
Well, they did their very best to make it comfortable and to make it really organized, but I'd rather be in my living room. It was exciting. He thought it was pretty cool. He thought it was pretty exciting.
Why? What'd you think of it? The helicopter ride?
I thought it was kind of loud.
Yeah. Did you have some earplugs?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, one interesting thing that we keep hearing is there's a lot of people who are staying, and Laura, you told me there's a little more than 1,200 people in Pinewood Springs.
That's a guesstimate. There's 450 homes. There's between 1,000 and 1,200 residents. And there, so far, to my knowledge, about 200 have been evacuated. Several are staying. Quite a few people are staying, and I guess they're going to continue the evacuation process through tomorrow to get more out.
You know, one interesting thing that you really put in perspective for me was we see so much of this devastation, like Bill was saying, he saw a lot of that along the highway, but in certain areas where there's evacuations, like your home's standing and it's fine, right?
We have absolutely no damage. Our yard is beautiful, our flowers are beautiful, everything is intact. It was very difficult to leave, and we still question, whether we should be there or down here. As we fired up the generator and watched the news and saw everything that was coming down here, it just didn't, give us much of a sense of, I can't think of the word. It doesn't feel good to leave something that feels like paradise to go to somewhere that has just continued to be ravaged by the floods.
Yeah. One thing I thought was really interesting that you brought up, and this just speaks to the spirit in these small communities right now. Explain to me how you spent Sunday afternoon.
Well, we blew through quite a bit of gasoline in the generator and had about 25 friends over in our basement to watch the Broncos play. A lot of beer was consumed. And we didn't know at that time that would be our last evening together, so we're kind of glad now that we were able to spend the time and energy really just doing something natural and normal, and not focused on the situation that we were in, and also just focusing on watching the devastation of all these other communities. We have it so lucky compared to so many Coloradoans.
How are the spirits up in your area?
People don't want to go. Yeah, they just want to stay and tough it out. They don't want to leave their homes.
You guys got the phone call, or you were told at 10 o'clock this morning you have 1 hour to pack.
Well, it wasn't an hour. We were told that we knew that at some point they would want to evacuate us. We were told at 10 o'clock that the evacuations would be taking place today, and they wanted everybody out today. They had helicopters coming in every 20 minutes and loading 30 people up per helicopter. So we knew we had a little bit of time, but try and pack up your life for what may be 3 to 6 to even 8 months. in that amount of time, and also winterizing your home so that you don't have any damage. I mean, we just left a home that has absolutely no damage whatsoever. If we come home to frozen pipes and a soaked carpet in the basement because of that, we won't be very happy.
It's hard to think that far ahead.
It really is. It really is.
Wyatt, what did you pack in your backpack so you can make it through?
Games and clothes.
A couple video games, I'm guessing?
No. Board games.
Board games, all right.
We're a little strict.
Like, come on, Lindsey, don't influence him.
Thanks for that.
Well, thank you guys so much for speaking with us. The only other thing I do want to mention, and this speaks to how these communities are rallying around each other and helping communicate. Laura was telling me that a lot of people left a couple days ago in Pinewood Springs, and then there's, of course, still those people there, including their volunteer fire department. So the community is actually coming up with a website so everyone in that area can get together and explain what's going to be on that website, and please give the URL for that.
Sure. The website is mypinewoodhome.com, and the residents who left the area before we were able to get your email or your phone number, as of tomorrow you can go to that website, you can log in and subscribe, and then we will capture your email, and if you subscribe you'll be able to get an email every time we have an update and we post something. It's going to be a blog. And we will keep you posted of all of the updates that we get from both FEMA, from Larimer County in terms of the rebuilding, and we'll also provide links to resources and even, you know, opportunities for all of us to get together because we are such a tight community.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. I know you've got a friend from Boulder coming to get you, and hopefully you all make it that travel over there safely.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys. And again, happy anniversary. Well, I just think that really puts into perspective, you know, like they mentioned, we hear so many people who don't want to leave, and hearing that, and she showed me the picture, her backyard's beautiful, there's a deer in the backyard, everything's green, the flowers are blooming, so it does kind of put into perspective how some of these people who are stranded up there are not necessarily all the destruction in every single community.
And Lindsey, just for our viewers who are just tuning in, we just want to clarify that you're in Larimer County, where the folks who have been rescued, that couple specifically from the Pinewood area, are being brought right now, being reunited with family and friends. Give us a bit of a scenic tour there of what's going on.
Of course. So what's happening is the helicopter landing zone is a little bit northwest of here. And what happens is after they get off the Chinooks, and there's about 30 people and their pets that can get on the Chinooks, they then drive down south to Timberline Church, which is where we're at. And you can see the buses, what they've been doing is pulling up over on the side of the building over here. And it's a little bit of a ways of a walk, so I'm not sure we'll get all the way there, but I'll paint the picture for you. What's happening over there where those school buses are dropping them off, there's several volunteers from various different organizations in Larimer County, and they've got different check-ins. You can check your animals and your dogs or cats with kennels, and then there's signs there that say, are you staying the night or are you just here to be picked up? And all of those volunteers are kind of helping people mosey along from there. And there's also areas inside where they can go ahead and get in. So several hundred, and actually Major, look right there, all the hugs and embraces, people seeing each other for the first time, some people just finding out if their family members or their friends are okay because they didn't have communication up in the canyon. So really, really just touching moments here. But as we get back to this tour, you can kind of see all the happiness here from people. So just so glad to see each other. And then, of course, everyone who has all their items here, like Laura and Bill mentioned, they had to pack up for winter and spring. So each person was allowed to bring 2 suitcases and, of course, their pets. And they come here, and this is where they've got supplies like water and food. And then they can go inside and register, and that's where they can go on safeandwell.org. And that's how family members and friends are also finding out that people from these mountain communities are doing okay. So a lot going on, but this is good. This is a sign that people are getting out of there, and they're coming to where they can be safe for at least the next couple months.
The Timberline Church is quite a huge facility, and it certainly is equipped to handle all of this. And a lot of organizing went on this. I mean, this has all been put together in just a few days to get all of this working as well as it's working.
Yeah, it's really, really amazing what they've been able to do. Like I mentioned, it's several different volunteers who have been putting it all together. And they've had, of course, yesterday to get everything organized because unfortunately here in Fort Collins in northern Larimer County, it was just a permanent storm cloud over them. And so what they did is they mobilized on the ground and made sure that they had all the resources available, and they're well stocked. Here's a perfect example: Gatorade, bananas, grapes, all kinds of produce for people.